So I put together a sound that's a lot more classical. I'm going into the Egyptian Golden Age. You see a lot of clips as well of dancers from the Golden Age playing with zills, so a lot of the music is compatible. Last week, I purposefully took you through a slow to fast ramp where you could just get used to the simple patterns and finding ways to put them in, and where you would speed wobble on that ramp of accelerating speed. When you come down to the Golden Age music, it's a lot more about being in harmony with the piece of music and really hearing it and listening to it. There's going to be things I'm going to be mentioning. If there's depth of the music theory that you're missing, there's something I'm putting together next year that includes a few of my students that need to go through a music theory module. And one of the things is the musicality on Arabic music. I've also been asked to teach how to work with the rhythms, and know the rhythms and recognize the rhythms. And I'm putting together something of a unified thing around music theory and in practice and practicality for developing dancers. And it's not just regular music theory, oh, this is the rhythm and this is how it counts. But I speak a lot about things that, for example, Leanne, who came as a belly dancer through my ranks, knows that if you're on an 8, the first 4 counts are your first quarter of the circle, and the other 4 counts are 135 degrees of the circle, just in terms of just small things like that. The timing and that sort of thing. So that's kind of happening next year. It's not just music theory, but a lot of the deeper roots of points in the music that are resonant and specific and things you need to listen out for. So I'll put together information about that because it seems like Hamid's girls also want to and I'm writing a course that is more thorough and unified, that touches into what the low life people want to think. So that's kind of happening there. So if I'm going, if the things that I'm starting to reference today are starting to go a little bit over, something that you want to think about is coming into a more foundational music theory kind of thing. But anyone who's done any classes with me knows that I don't just sit there and sit with a dry board and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's completely embodying and working with things in a very felt way. So, let's start. Let's work together.
Oh ولدي يا ولدي يا بنتي بلدي يا ولدي يا بنتي بلدي يا حلو يا الهوى هب هب على ثوبك غير عليك بالهوى واحبس عليك ثوبك مجروح ومالك 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 مجروح ومالك دوا مجروح ومالك دوا يا قلبي يا قلبي مكتوبك رنت كل خالق فيها تهوية أنا الجميل قلبي رضيع رنت كل خالق فيها تهوية أنا الجميل قلبي رضيع ويقول يا حارس زادني عليها ويقول يا حارس زادني عليها دي بنت بلدي راسي عندي ما تحرمش العمر من عطفك عليا ياللي حبك من السماء أجمل هدية ما تحرمش العمر من عطفك عليا ياللي حبك من السماء أجمل هدية ما تحرمش الأمر منك يا حبيبي ما نحرمش الأمر منك يا حبيبي وأنا من ضحكة عينيك الحلوة دي الحلوة دي وانت جنبي بنسى روحي وانت جنبي بنسى كل الدنيا الا عنك حبايبي وانت جنبي بنسى روحي وانت جنبي بنسى كل الدنيا الا عنك حبايبي وانت جنبي كل همسة كل لمسة ألف شمعة حب بتنور في قلبي وانت جنبي كل همسة كل لمسة ألف شمعة حب بتنور في قلبي يا حبيبي لولا حبك كان زماني في جو تاني كان زماني بشتكي قسوة زمان يا حبيبي يا حبيبي انت خليت زمان ايام هنية هنية حبك بالسماء اجمل هدية يا حبيبي ما نحرمش العمر منك يا حبيبي ما نحرمش العمر منك يا حبيبي ولا من ضحكة عينيك عينيك الحلوة دي الحلوة دي قربي يا عيون يا حلوة فرجيني واحضنيني بالحنان والحب والشوق احضنيني فرجيني قربي يا عيون يا حلوة فرجيني واحضنيني بالحنان والحب والشوق احضنيني وإن حلفت إني بعيش في الجنة يا عيوني يا عيون صدقيني يا حبيبي عايز اغني للعيون السود وخايف يزعلوا مني الخدود ولا الشفايف يا حبيبي يا حبيبي عايز اغني لكل حاجة فيك شوية شوية اللي حبك للسماء اجمل هدية يا حبيبي ما نحرمش العمر منك يا حبيبي ما نحرمش العمر منك يا حبيبي ولا من ضحكة عينيك عينيك الحلوة دي الحلوة دي
The other way now. Don't do that one. Stretch your tendons. Good stuff. I'm sure everyone actually remembers the 3 kinds of stripes. It's not hard. For the sake of posterity, the recap
is a triplet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 thing that I want to say is you need to, and what kind of a lot of how I've set this class up is to start listening for cues on when to play the zills and when not to play the zills. It doesn't matter what pattern you play when you're playing the zills, but you need to not play the zills continuously in order to make the effect better. On the tough theme, I want to play the zills. When the drum is playing, stop. Listen to the music. Does that make sense? That look, I mean, I'm coming at this from my basis point of being an improvisational dancer. So that means I'm dancing on new music all the time, and I'm in the moment. And I don't choreograph myself. And that's really important, to be able to catch things that are in the moment, like your crowd and things that are happening, like right then and there. And if you're just continuously thinking that you've got to play an overlapping pattern, you're missing listening to the whispers of the moment. And that includes what the music is whispering, and it won't whisper the same things to you, obviously, every time you hear it. It's okay to stop playing the pattern and wait for what the next musical street is. It's like a car driving down the road, the music's going down this way, and then they put the indicator on. If you're used to listening to the music, you know when the one bar will finish and the next one will start. That's like the indicator. And then when you're coming to the end of a bar of music, or like a full phrase, like for example, either if you're just listening only to the cut, the rhythms, and you're working on fours, so you would have like 8, 8, 8, 8, and then once you have 32, that's the mathematical structure. However, and then some of what I've structured today is how the rhythms aren't leading. The rhythms are never leading. Never leading. The melody is leading. Always leading. The voice is leading and the melody is leading. When they are leading, you've got to understand that the Arabic phrase term for them, the same way that we call the rhythms that we have, the maqam, the arrangement of the melodic scale is leading. This is what I was saying I'm going to be teaching structurally, and I 100% never teach rhythms without teaching maqam. Going to hear both. And actually, if you're going to hear only one, you'd rather hear the melody. Rather hear the melody. It's the fountain where everyone's coming from, and the tabla keeps time in the melody, what the melody leads. So when you're hearing that you're coming to the end of the phrase, you quieten your zills, and you hear the indicators on, but you can't see which way they're going to go. And then when you feel where they're going, and then you find your pattern to come in. If you want to go into, like I say, more detail about structure, that's not what I'm doing. Because that's all the numbers. I can't lecture and everyone's going numb, like thumb and forefinger. We're playing those, we're just finding a way of intuitively bringing our bodies in effect. And I always the Eastern methodology of teaching, where you learn it first intuitively. And then when you look at the theory, you're like, oh, well, that makes tons of sense. And it doesn't seem like complete overload and something that's separate from you. It's actually like internalized. Oral theory is the way the Eastern arts have been taught for centuries. So let's not change the will. Change the wrong will and find will. So we know listening to Farouk's music. This is a 20-minute piece called Awalan. So it's in the Golden Age classical style of heist trained dancers of the Golden Age. And you're going to hear it goes from the normal Maksum opening, and now the Sikateli starts. It's an 8. But still on 4 and 8, it's still the same. I haven't deviated away from 4s and 8s yet. I don't think. I think dancing to Turkish music, or 5s or 7s, or different kinds of beats. Rather, we tried first just with our bodies. So I had stuck on 4s and 8s. the shorter curly. Yeah, we'll do it on the shorter curly. Half and half. Some people and some people. Somebody play. Somebody play a triplet. Somebody play with Paul, somebody play with me. I've done that 4 times. Experience tells me to stop and listen to the music now. I've never performed on this, so I'm doing it fresh with you guys. Like, other than hearing it a few times at home, like over the years, you know? It's a piece. But it's definitely not memorized. I'm going to take this back to the beginning. I'm coming back to the structure of classical music. And I'm particularly interested in using original pieces with the original lyric. Most people in my classes know me, I go straight for that because most of the pieces actually are original pieces with lyric, and it's just your piece doesn't have the lyrics, but there are lyrics, and you've got to know when the action is and when the receding is, when the progression works along with, when the expansion is, and when the contraction is. So it's very clear when the vocals are there, when the singer is singing verse. It's very internal and probably you don't want to play zills over the voice. But when the singer is singing chorus, that's where you join in. Many times, I say it's more important, I love your shows. Many times it's more important to dance on pieces with lyric, so you get used to the pieces and recognizing them and knowing what they are, so that when the instrument takes the place of the voice, you are paying the same attention and humbleness towards the vocal. The poetry is the lead. The poetry is first, it's the lead. Then comes the melody, then comes the drum, then comes the dancing, actually. Visual, like creating a visual complement, I think so. Voice is first, poetry is first. Everything else is a reaction to the poetry. Definitely don't play over Farid's voice, because you'll miss how beautiful it is. I mean, the octaves in these master Arabic superstars' voices is just exquisite. Kulthum, Farida, Trash, all of them, they all there. And those of you who, shame, and I never finished properly the classical course for some of the dancers training with me. Yasmin got the furthest. But I did, like, we studied the works of all the master dancers, and we studied the works of the four major song masters to connect and to get to know more and more and more of these songs that are hugely like the undercurrent of the culture. And so many versions will come in each generation. So you want to hear if your piece, what its root was, really, really perfect to practice on original pieces and to listen to the original pieces at home. It's just you just like you acclimatize in there, and it just then becomes so natural, and then you recognize the melody and you know. But yeah, coming back to this, when the orchestra is leading, play on with them and have some fun with them. But when the voice is leading, you have to be so responsive. But of course you can dance.
علشان اقدر اجافيكي خدي قلبي واديني قلبك خدي قلبي علشان اقدر اكفيكي وتقاسي عذابي في حبك والنار من الشوق تكويكي تكويكي خدي قلبي واديني قلبك واديني قلبك خدي قلبي عشان ما تدوق اللي قسيته فيك.
I just wanted to also actually take this also off my fingers for like just a second. You can hear that the maqam is also leading. The rhythm is definitely not leading because you don't hear 4 neat bars of 8. That's the breath of the maqam breathing. Which is why I prefer people to be more attuned onto the maqam than onto the rhythm. So that, because the rhythm is going to fill in, but the rhythm has to fill in when the maqam breathes. The improvisational basis from where I just approach generally belly dance is from being able to hear the maqam, because I know how much breath I have musically and what it's going to do. When it completes on the one side, it will have a resonance on the other side, and I can match my pattern. If you want to go more there, that's what I'm going to do with the musicality class. But I also wanted you to hear just how deep this is and how important it is and what a lot of people don't see. And I want you to see it because it's so beautiful. And like when you merge into the music, when you're breathing with it, and on these like really deep levels, where your dance goes is like breath, tara, exalted state. Because this music, the rhythms, the maqam, they didn't just happen yesterday. They didn't happen last Friday at 4 o'clock in New York. Actually, they came from like before recorded history. So many of them, like rhythms, also they notated on the movements of planets. How they pulled the maqam out of like the theory of maqam is, if you think theory of rhythm is complicated, and then you look at theory of maqam, like how these guys, it developed over centuries. Do you know what I mean? And also people in the past were cleverer than we are. And we hear in the original forms the music so we can connect. These days, the music's way too fast. And all of the structure is actually present because all the musicians know their music theory. It's just played so fast. If you don't know it's there, you won't see it. It's like you're driving too fast in a car, and it's like someone says, "Oh, did you see that beautiful painting, that mural that somebody did on their door?" Like, and the car just went. You know what I mean? You can see it. A lot of modern music is like that. So today is very special actually. So we're starting to go in.
It's almost at a point in the lyrics you can hear when the vocal is going to the beat. There's kind of a build-up in the few beats before.
Exactly.
You almost expect something's going to happen, and then there is
Exactly.
Is Is complicated.
Yes, because you're breathing with the makam. Everyone in the orchestra is cueing everyone else. Do you know what I mean? This singer is cued. When he's coming on, the dancer is cued. Everyone needs those cues. They're all there. They're subtle. The more you know to listen out for them. But where you see the cues and the markers, and then you start realizing that you can measure breath. You can measure time, because makam is time-based signatures. In a way, it's not time signatures like rhythm, but it's over time with matching time segments. So if a makam is repeating, it's matching, and you look for the markers and you can find them. The map you start to see in the music is continuous. And you start just not being cued by one marker, but you notice the time lapse from one marker to the next marker, and you can get a sense of when the next marker is coming up. But it's actually like math, full fractional math. It's wild. And this all was like oral music theory, not written music theory. They actually struggle to notate all the fractional sounds because it's not Western boxed. It's so exponential. But yeah, when you're tapping into it with your feeling body, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. 100%. Okay, my fingers really needed that break. Thank you for bearing with me. Let's continue. I think I've used time up and over. Should I just play all the pieces that I had in mind? Or zip through a little bit? It's now 4 o'clock-ish. I'm going to skip over this piece and go to the next. one of the reasons why my zills are so tight. There was once, I was once dancing for a crowd. I think it was a hell of a lot of people. And my zill flew. Thankfully it flew down the aisle. But just the thought of it flying off and hitting people like made me strap them like tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. I'm now going to play a piece of music that is more familiar. You guys know Habibi Ya Aini? Ya Habibi Ya Aini. Ya Aini Ya Leni. It's the instrumental version, which then means that you should be singing it in your head. Which is correct, which is what the audience should be doing too. And find a way to then, if your zills want to join in the party, then they can too. That I don't often play the fourth eight, because you need to listen where the music's going to go, and then you join, because you are the accompaniment, you aren't the musician. Don't play over them, please. They are taking you on an adventure. But yes, that's why I never generally, unless I know the music really well, or I'm just playing at such a rapid speed I can't stop. I wait, but I'm always listening for when the cue comes and the breath comes, I stop playing. That's really, if you take one thing away from today, that's very critical and helpful because then you'll always feel that you're playing with the music. You won't go wrong. There's no going wrong. You're just making ding ding here and ding ding there. You can't go wrong. If you put yourself in a surrendered place. You can't leave the music. It's louder than you. Well, I can put it louder than you. Habibi Ya Aini. I'm just going to play from where we were. I went wrong. I thought I was going to go somewhere musicians say it differently. You're used to a version where they say that thing loudly. What happens then if it's quiet? No matter how professional you are, how many years you think you've got under your belt, listen to the music. Listen to the music. And don't think, oh no, this version sucks. It's got something that, like Alice, if you didn't hear it, like when you were just hearing one version, and it's like, oh wow. And this is what Uncle Tom does with her singing. She sings the same verse over and over. She sings the same phrase over and over and over again with fractional intonational differences. And this, for Middle Eastern music, that's everything. That's absolutely everything. So just, boys, listen. So, sorry, I keep interrupting us, but there's important stuff that I wanted to say. And I had to turn the music off because I noticed that if I try and shout over the music and the zills, then the recording is, yeah.
وبتمنى قبلك بكرة يا حبيب قلبي يا غالي. ترضي واقول لها طير يا دنيا بيا وهنيني على بالي اشوفك ثانية واحدة ترضي واقول لها طير يا دنيا طيري بيا وهنيني هنيني بقربه هنيني وعلى ورد وشوق ماشي هنيني بقربه هنيني وعلى ورد وشوق ماشي وقولي يا حبيبي الغالي حبه دايما على بالي على بالي حبك دايما على بالي على بالي على بالي حبك دايما على بالي وبتمنى قبلك بكرة يا حبيب قلبي يا غالي